Brian Oliver presents Haunting Tales of Madness.
She Laughed. Written by Brian Oliver. Narrated by Michelle Fobb. Just like the last time I had been in rehab and spoken with a therapist, I could sense real relaxation for the first time in years. It felt very nice. I was laying down, and the office was quiet and calm. I didn't think a therapist's couch could be so comfortable. Perhaps it was the pillow. There was an in-wall bookshelf made of what appeared to be cedar. As I laid there staring upwards, my hands folded across my chest, I could smell a finely scented candle. Was it? Yes, it was apple blossom. I had not felt this at ease in some time. I glanced around and could see a small desk. That is where she sat. She wore a nice black dress, a simple necklace, and a wedding ring that, from my viewpoint, contained one small diamond, the same type of ring my wife would have been fond of. She never cared much for large jewelry. The therapist had black hair, and it was parted in the middle and straight down, with just a hint of waviness. Something seemed to be bothering her, but like a professional, she got down to business. She pulled a small notebook and pen out of her bag and opened it. Taking a deep breath, and she began. There are certain things that I guess I have been wanting to know. She flipped through the book, not so much reading it like you would a book, more like using it as a consulting device. Certain things. I could talk about certain things until I was blue in the face. I can tell you and anyone else that some things only matter if you let them. I guess it depends on what those things are. Why, after everything, did it take this long? She said calmly. That one was going to take me a while. How do I answer that? I don't really know. I could start all the way back at the beginning, but I don't think delving into the fucked up choices I made in life necessarily bring us to this moment. I could talk about being a kid and watching my mom go from man to man. Anyone who would screw her, really. I could talk about those in town, including my classmates, referring to her as a needy dog in heat. I could talk about my dad spending our coveted weekends together, drunk as shit, and beating the fuck out of me and my older brother. I could talk about us growing up and having enough of his shit and fighting back. Hell, I could talk about that for eons. I could talk about him knocking me through a wall when I told him I was a lesbian. Would you like to know how he blackened both my eyes when he saw me kiss another girl? She sat there silently. There was something so familiar about her. I can't imagine having to sit and listen to me go on and on. Another woman in a dress came in, but I couldn't hear what they were whispering to one another. Kinda rude, don't you think? The woman smiled and left, while my therapist decided to act as if she cared again. Fuck Mary, we went round and round about this. I don't know how many times. Yeah, I guess I could have tried harder. I always thought folks were just supposed to be supportive and not ride your ass about things. Alright, fine. I guess shit really took a dive in college. Full honesty, I was a complete user in college. Weed, heroin, coke, you name it. Everything but meth. I was never dumb enough to try that shit. I needed something to dull some of the pain, and yeah, it was fun at first. I also never met a glass of booze that I could say no to. It was college though, and what do you mean round and round? This is my first session. College is supposed to be fun. College is supposed to be about learning, sure, but it's also about figuring out who you are, right? Who you like, what you like. I liked Nidra a lot. She could fuck like a minx, but I knew it was just a fling. College is where I met Gabby, love of my life. Okay, I do regret saving Gabby for last, it's true. The more people you fuck, the more of yourself you let go of. Sure didn't feel that way at the time. I almost lost her after she and Nidra met at a party. Nidra was too freaky, if you get me, and wanted things to continue. Gabby was not having it. I guess that is how I knew she was it for me. She never liked the drugs, though. She never liked them, and she still stuck with me through rehab. How many women would do that for a schmuck like me, huh? There are few and far between. Are you listening? Oh, by all means, consort your little book there. She ran her fingers down the pages and looked up for a minute, then back down. This doesn't feel real, you know. How many times has Devin told you how much he hates your drinking? Did it really take all of this to come to understand that? Listen to her and her big mouth. I mean, therapy is not the end of the world. I did rehab, didn't I? I can do this too. We have therapy and rehab. Yeah, I still have a drink and smoke, but that's it. Hand to God, that is it. I don't drink that much. Who told you about Devin? You don't dare talk about my boy. As I was saying, Gabby was it. We got married in the summer of '08. It was gorgeous. I had set enough aside for a small 3-bedroom home. We had a little backyard, a pup, and soon our baby boy was born, and we adopted him. I guess you know that part, though. I can assume you spoke to my wife before my session started. I was so scared to be a mother. I mean it, really, truly scared. I would love my boy. I would love him like a son deserves to be loved. I kept to that. I swear it. I swear it. There was only a couple of times that... Okay, yes, there were a few times that I chose the bottle over Devin. I know that was wrong, but I ain't never laid a hand on him in anger. You can take that to the bank. I never hit my boy when I was mad. I kept that promise. It was the driving I didn't consider. Even after he was gone, Gabby still stood by me. She had every reason to leave. I served 5 years for his death. Manslaughter, they called it. Manslaughter. Shit, I wish Devin had been here long enough to become a man, and I wish I never touched that scotch. If it wasn't for that fucking bottle, my boy would be here. That stupid fucking bottle. Is that what you want to hear? Okay, yes, I do admit it. I have a problem with booze. Booze took my son away. Things can't be undone. Much as we would like them to, they just can't. God, Gabby. Poor Gabby. She deserves better, you know. We thought about trying again after I got my chip for being sober for a year. No one would consider letting us adopt again. I know it's my fault. She just seems so sad all the time, and I don't know how to make it better. After being clean, they tell you to learn to forgive yourself. How do you do that? I guess I never found that out. Maybe that's why we are here. I could never forgive myself. I guess now I'm ready to try. Who knows? I didn't touch the bottle again until last week. It was a party. You have to drink at a party. I just had too many is all. If I was really drunk, my friends wouldn't let me drive. The fuck? Did you just laugh at me? You came in here with your dress and your book. I remember that book. Wait a minute. That's Gabby's book. What is going on here? She rose up from the chair and came closer. You know, Mary, it's funny. Truly, so fucking funny. It's funny how you ignore the doctors, you ignore your family, you ignore me. All those years saying you had it under control. They tell you your liver is shot, and yet you fucking drink. You fucking loser. Even after losing our boy, you drink yourself to death. I told you it would catch up to you. I can hear her running out of the room. The other woman is calling for her. Gabby, come back. Did you just call her Gabby? What the hell is going on? Why can't I get up? Others are coming in, but she is blocking them now. What is she saying? What do you mean viewing hours are over? What the fuck is happening here? Where is Gabby? She is walking over to me now and looking down at me. The other woman, she had a name tag. Fran. Fucking Fran. Funeral director. Hillcrest Memorial. Oh my God. Oh dear, her eyes are open. We can't have that. How jarring. No, please don't leave me in the dark. What is happening? Please help me.